Hello family, welcome back. Before we begin, I have a small but heartfelt request. Please subscribe. Your support is what keeps these stories alive. Every time you click that button, you're helping us share voices that would otherwise be forgotten. And in the comments, tell us where you're watching from, because together, we are not just telling stories. We are keeping hope alive. They called it the grandest mansion in the city, marble floors that gleamed like glass, chandeliers that shone like captured stars. But behind those golden walls lived pain, silence, and secrets. At the far end of the West Wing sat a little boy named George, the only son of billionaire Williams Hawthorne. He was 7 years old, dark-skinned and gentle, yet trapped in a wheelchair. His legs hung lifeless, his eyes hollow, his spirit dim. Servants whispered as they passed his door. "All that money," one murmured, "and the heir can't even walk." George heard them. He always did. Words cut deeper than any wound. His father, Williams, refused to accept reality. He poured millions into doctors and strange cures, hoping his son would one day stand. But his pride was bleeding. To him, a weak heir was a curse. And then there was Clara, George's stepmother. In public, she smiled sweetly. Behind closed doors, her words dripped with venom. One evening, Williams stormed into George's room, anger burning in his voice. "Another letter from Dr. Adams. 7 years, Clara, 7 years, and still my son cannot stand." Clara's lips curled slightly. "He's not my son, Williams. Don't expect me to share your shame." Williams slammed his fist. "He's my blood, my only son." But Clara only smiled, her green eyes glinting. "Your blood has betrayed you. John is strong, clever, everything this family deserves." After Williams left, Clara leaned close to George. Her perfume filled the air like poison. "Remember this, George," she whispered, her voice sharp and soft. "You will never be master of this house. My son will take everything that should have been yours." The boy said nothing, but tears burned his eyes. Only Anna, the maid, showed him kindness. She brushed his hair and told him stories at night. "You're worth more than you know, George," she would whisper. "Your strength isn't in your legs. It's in your heart." And in her voice, he found the warmth of the mother he never knew. But cruelty never rested in that mansion. Clara's son, John, mocked George daily. "Look at the little prince in his throne," John sneered. "Can't even move without help." "Everyone knows I'm the real heir." George looked away. "Leave me alone, John." But John only laughed, his footsteps echoing down the hall. When George buried his face in his hands, Anna knelt beside him and lifted his chin. "Don't believe them," she said softly. "You are George Hawthorne, the true son of Williams. No one can change that." Days turned to nights, and George's hope dimmed. Until one morning, something strange happened. As Anna dressed him, his fingers twitched slightly. "George," she whispered, "did you just move that on your own?" He frowned. "I don't know. My hand just felt funny later that night." His toes curled under the blanket. "Sometimes," he said softly, "my legs feel heavy after I take my medicine. But if I forget, I feel lighter." Anna froze. Something was terribly wrong. That week, Dr. Adams arrived with his black leather bag, just as he always did. George whimpered, "Please, not again. It makes me feel so heavy." "Nonsense," the doctor said coldly. "This is for your health." Anna stepped forward, her heart pounding. "Doctor, what exactly is in that medicine?" His eyes turned sharp. "That's not for maids to question." He injected George quickly, and within minutes the boy's body slumped weakly into the chair. Anna's heart screamed in silence. Something was killing him slowly. That night, while carrying a tray past the library, Anna heard voices behind the door. She froze. It was Clara and Dr. Adams. "The dosage is strong. the doctor said nervously. The boy will never rise from that chair. Clara's voice was cold. Good. Keep him weak. If he gets better, everything I've built for John will fall apart. Anna's breath caught. Her knees trembled. The truth struck her like lightning. George wasn't born crippled. He was being poisoned. That night, she wept by the sleeping boy and whispered, I won't let her destroy you. I swear it. From that day forward, Anna began replacing the poison with harmless vitamins. Trust me, doctor, she said one afternoon, pretending obedience. I'll handle the injections today. Once Clara and the doctor left, she poured the toxin into a rag and replaced it with a vitamin solution. There, she whispered, pretending to inject him. All done. Days passed. George began to change. His fingers twitched again. His cheeks carried colour. Anna! He gasped one morning. Look! I moved my hand. Anna's tears flowed freely. You're healing, my boy. You're coming back. But Clara noticed too. Why does he look different? She asked suspiciously. Just a good day, Mom, Anna said quickly, forcing a smile, but Clara's eyes narrowed. Don't think this changes anything, she hissed. You'll never be anything but a shadow. That night, Anna searched Clara's room. She found a small brass key, opened a drawer, and discovered a bundle of letters. Her hands shook as she read. Dr. Adams, confirming payment. Clara's own notes. John must appear the stronger son. Ruined before the world can see him capable. Anna clutched the letters to her chest. This is it, she whispered. He'll have to believe me now. The next morning she went to Williams's study. Sir, she said softly. It's about Clara and George. You need to see this. She laid the letters before him. Clara has been paying Dr. Adams to keep George weak. He's being poisoned. William scanned the papers, his face hardening. Do you expect me to believe this nonsense? You could have forged them. No, sir, Anna cried. I saw it myself. Enough, he thundered. You will not slander my wife. Leave this house. Anna's heart shattered. She whispered, I was only trying to protect him, as tears streamed down her face. That night, as thunder rolled across the mansion, Anna made her decision. She wrapped George in a blanket and pushed his chair into the rain. Behind them, lights flared in panic. Find him, Williams roared. My son must be found. But Clara smiled behind fake tears. He's gone, Williams, she whispered. It's time to give John his rightful place. Far away, in a small countryside clinic, Anna found refuge. The kind Dr. Miller treated George, purging the poison from his veins. For days, he burned with fever, trembling and weak. Why does it hurt so much? George cried. Anna held his hand tightly. Because you're healing, my boy. Every tear means you're getting free weeks past. Then one morning, Dr. Miller said gently, Try to stand. Anna stretched her hands toward him. Come, George. Just try. He trembled. Then, with a cry, he stood. For the first time in his life, the crippled heir could walk. Anna broke into tears, hugging him tight. You're walking, George. You're truly walking. George smiled through his tears. I can do it, Anna. I can be strong. Back at the mansion, Clara was preparing her grandest party yet. A night to crown her son, John, as heir of the Hawthorne Empire. The chandeliers sparkled, the halls echoed with laughter. Tonight, she whispered proudly, the world will see the future of this family. But as the orchestra played and guests toasted, the great doors burst open. Silence fell. There, standing tall and strong, was George. Gasps filled the room. Clara's glass shattered. Williams froze, his eyes wet with disbelief. My son, he whispered. You can walk. The truth came crashing down. Dr. Adams confessed everything. Clara's deceit was exposed before all. She was cast out of the mansion she had poisoned for years. George took his father's hand and said softly, "It wasn't medicine, Father." It was Anna's faith. Williams looked at the maid he had once ignored. "I owe you everything," he said, but Anna only smiled through her tears. "All I wanted was for him to live." Years later, the Hawthorne Empire flourished again, not with pride, but with love and truth. George grew strong.